That's a fish. Yeah, that's a fish. Whoa. Good morning, folks. Welcome back to Kayak Fishing Cornwall. I'm here at Mullion today. I've not fished here for a while actually. The last few videos I've done have been introduction videos to new places to me, just showing you a little bit about where to launch and the facilities and various other things there. So I just wanted to get out and I'm all in on the lure rods today. I've got my spinning rods and my little bait casting setup. So I'm just going to go for bass and pollock today. I've got a bit of a plan. I'm going to head out towards the deeper bits of reef. It's just started to flood, so yeah, I'm going to head out to the deeper bits of reef today first off, if I can. Have a little pedal round, see if I can mark some fish, and then as it comes in I might head back in towards the island and cast around a little bit, see if we can get anything like that. So I'll do what I usually do. It's not the nicest day actually. It's got a little bit of drizzle and it's thick sort of grey, so I'll head out there. If it's looking like the visibility is starting to drop, I'll head back in. But I've got two forms of navigation, so if for whatever reason one should pack up, I've got another should the fog come in thicker and quicker than I was expecting. Anyway, I'm going to troll some lures out there and have a pedal about, see if I can mark some fish and yeah, get to the edge of the reef. Well, I'll stop if I mark anything and have a little go, but we'll just get to where we're going. I'll bring you back if there's any action, as usual. So I'll have a little troll up the edge of this island. If there's nothing, I'll carry on. If I get a hit, I'll probably circle back and have a few casts. But I think this place fishes better closer to high tide around here, which is why I'm planning on coming back to this area, you know, towards the end of the session, because I'll fish up till probably around high tide. The weather's been a bit rubbish, very brisk wind a couple of days ago, and then it started to slacken off yesterday. So I've had my eye, as ever, on the wind forecast and swell forecast. And there isn't a lot of swell, but I think when I get out past the island, it might be a different story. There might be a bit more lumpy. But there's a big hotel up there, and there's a webcam on that hotel which gives you a lovely view of this place, and it pans left and right, so you can see the edge of the island and see how the swell's hitting the edge of the island. Gives you a good idea of what it's going to be like out here. You always get a bit of swell here on the edge of this island. There's a bit of reef that sort of extends off from the bit you can see. So I guess the waves just pick up here, and the swell picks up here because of that. The first bit I wanted to look at is a bit of a pedal out. I'll make my way there slowly and Keep an eye on these conditions. There is a bit of a swell here, even past the island, or past the bit I was expecting it to be. Right, I'm going to have a quick look at Surfline and see if this swell's forecast to get any worse. If it gets any closer together, I think it's going to be pretty horrible. So let's have a look. It's pretty good, I'd say. It's, you know, it's saying 2 to 3 foot, and I think that's what we're getting. Well, it's meant to. I was meant to slacken off a bit. That's good to know. So this rod is an 8 foot Fladen Extra Flex 10 to 40 gram. It's got 25 pound braid and about 2 meters of a mono leader or fluoro leader of 20 pounds, because I always fish rough ground looking for pollock, and it helps to have a little bit of abrasion resistance, I think, on the end. It's only a cheap rod, but you know, I've caught plenty of fish with it. And the reel as well is an Achios Spyro GT 4000. Not an expensive reel, but it's into its 3rd year on the kayak, which is good going, really. I mean, I'll just spray it off with the hose when I get home, chuck a load of WD-40 on it, put a little bit of oil on the spindle every now and again, and it's lasted all this time, and it's still smooth and fishing, you know, fish as well. Fish is nice. I've had reels that lasted about 3 months. Right, I'm going to try the bait caster. I tend to only use this with the bigger, heavier, like shad. So I've got a Storm Biscay 360 shad on here in sand eel. It's about 40 grams. There's a little bit of tension on this spool, more than there is on the other one. So you need a bit heavier lure on this. To get it down there. But it's good fun fishing with this little spindly rod. Hook a decent fish on it is great sport. I've got 20 pound braid on it, and again a 20 pound fluoro leader of about 6 or 8 foot. And again, I'll just drop it to the bottom, and I'll do 1 turn for every metre of depth I'm in. So I'm in, what does that say, 18 metres. I'll probably do like 15 turns up with this, because pollock will come up out of the kelp and just swim after things, and sometimes they leave it till the last minute to grab it. Makes it, you know, more exciting. If the visibility is good, you can actually, I've seen them come up and take the lure beneath the surface. It's fun to watch. Absolutely barren on the sounder. So when I'm fishing for pollock, you're fishing over the real rough, snaggy sort of ground, and I'll bring that right up because there's a load of weed there. Fishing over the snaggy stuff, and because they live in there in the kelp and all the rest of it. I mean, the sort of place to start your search, I guess, is peaks in the reef. So if you see a big peak, quite often they'll either be sitting on top of or one side of that peak. So that's really the place to look for them. Today I'm targeting some gullies, because that's the other place to look for them. They might sit in a gully waiting for things to go overhead and then pop out and grab them, sit out of the current where they're not wasting a lot of energy. So that was the plan today. Try the, that was a tug. Yeah, try out these gullies in the deeper water with a herring lure that I forgot. I'll just go with what I've got. Right, been on the water an hour and nothing, so I'm going to pedal. Oh, I don't know if it's worth going all that way. I don't think it is. I'm going to go back to the peaks that I usually fish and see if there's any fish on them. Because I want to catch fish, that's why I'm here. That's why you're watching this video. Ain't much of a fishing video if there ain't no fish. Right. Let's have a look at where we are. What is it doing? Doing whatever it likes. Go back to normal. My bloody map is having a right issue today. I've gone off the map on my fish finder somehow. Right, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to head back into there and just see if there's any fish hanging about over the usual spots, because I'm not seeing a lot out here. Right, I'm coming up to that peak, which might explain why the swells are pretty big here. We'll see if we mark anything on it, and then I'll drift back over it. Right, going to drift that peak again. I kind of missed it that last time, but had a couple of digs, no fish. Let's try again. Oh. That is fish. What's going on? What's going on? That was weird. I thought something grabbed that on the way down, and then it felt really heavy. Well, it's got weed on it and the tail's all wrapped up, so I think it must have been grabbed and dropped in the weed. Well, that was exciting. Something's come up to look at that on its way down. Ah, yeah, something grabbed that then. Oh, something really grabbed that then. That was exciting. It don't feel too big, but hooray! Something happened. Yeah. Well, there we go, nice. The blank is off with a pollock. Nice, pretty fish. Lovely colours on it. Get that out. Sorry, buddy, that seems to have hooked you particularly well, doesn't it? There you go. Go back to the white. Although I'm almost off that mark anyway, so might have to reset this. That's a fish. Yeah, that's a fish. Whoa. Yeah. This one's towing the kayak round. This is a better fish. No doubt about that. I wasn't marking anything. I was thinking there's nothing there. Just goes to show, doesn't it? I think we might need a fish to stock the freezer up. This one might be it. Yeah. It's got some weight in it actually. The old lucky Savage Gear sand eel in white does it again. Oh, he saw the kayak and didn't like that. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, that's a fat one. That's a lovely fat one. Brilliant. Oh, I was beginning to wonder then if it was going to be much of a trip, but this fish is going to make it worthwhile. That is fat. Come on. I'm making this look like hard work, aren't I? I'm going to lose him at this rate. Oh, that's a good hook hold though. I am making this look like hard work. What's the problem here? I'll just hand line him in. No, but well, he deserves to get free the lash up I'm making of this. Let's try now. Right, at last. Get that out of you. Show the folks at home. That's a nice chunky fish, fatty. He'll be coming home, I'm afraid. Yeah, nice one. Right, that fish just under £6, an ounce or two under £6, so very nice pollock. I'm going to run that drift again, see if the old sand eel can do it for me again. There's been all sorts of crazy things in the water recently. Out on my friend's boat the other day, and well, that's a fish. Yeah. Is it? Where's it gone? It's come off. No, it hasn't come off. It's still there. It's just being strange. Yeah, those look like like rubber journeys with red marbles in them floating about. Bizarre looking things. Another nice pollock. Not like that last one, not as big as the last one, but lovely colours. Yeah. Lovely golden colour. Oh no, they're killing this sand eel. Oh no, it's trashed. See if I can get any more fish out of it. Right, I've altered my drift slightly, take me over a different bit of that peak, and I've got my white sandy Andy on my other rod. What's happened to them? Teaming with them 10 minutes ago. Oh, come off it. Come on, you bugger. Right. Am I out? No. I'm out. Oh, the fish on. Brilliant. Out of a snag into a fish. Is it? Yes, it's still there. Tiny fish. Still better than snag. Little tiny pollock. Right, let's try that again. Right, I'm more or less on this peak I wanted to fish, but so is what looks like a triangle of nets. So, yeah, I might have a drift, I might lose some gear. There might be nothing on it because it is completely surrounded by net. So if there is anything alive in this sort of triangle of certain death, they definitely aren't interested in that sand eel. So I'm going to try something else. Try this green mackerel. It's going to have a couple of drops of this and then head in. Ah, that's a fish, yes. Oh, brilliant. Grabbed that at the bottom. I thought it reached the bottom, and it wasn't. It was a fish, just grabbed it. Brilliant. Not a massive fish. That's a wrasse. Not a bad wrasse. Look at that. It's a big one. You never like giving these back, do you? Get in there with these. There we go. Alright, chill out, bud. Chill out, fish. Don't want to be in there either, really. That's not very nice in there. One nice sort of golden brown ballan. Brilliant. A nice new species for today anyway. Put him back. Oh, just in time before he threw up everything he had just eaten before taking that lure. Yeah. Well, that was nice to get one more fish. I might have another drop whilst I'm here. So, like I said earlier, fishing out of Mullion today. I have done a sort of introduction video to Mullion, along with a bunch of other places, which shows you the access and the parking, and I talk about the amenities and the launches there. So, if you want to see, if you're thinking of launching down here or coming on holiday and thinking about, where is it worth bringing my kayak? Where can I fish? That sort of thing might well be interesting to you. I'll put a link in at the end of the video to the introduction to the Mullion one, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I watch a guy who always says that and says it doesn't cost anything, and I think, well, of course it doesn't cost anything. But I was speaking to my dad the other day, and I said, well, my brother said to him, have you subscribed? And he was all sheepish, and he said, no, it probably costs something, doesn't it? And I thought, right, okay, so that's why this other guy always says it doesn't cost anything, because there are people out there that assume that it does. So it doesn't. Anyway, please subscribe if you like the content, and yeah, there might be something useful in there for you if you like to fish off your kayak and you're coming down here. Thank you.